of Revelation. And then I saw a new heaven and a new earth, for the old heaven and the old earth had disappeared. And the sea was also gone, and I saw the holy city, the new Jerusalem, coming down from God out of heaven like a bride beautifully dressed for her husband. I heard a loud shout from the throne saying, "Look, God's home is now among his people. He will live with them, and they will be his people. God himself will be with them, and he will wipe away every tear from their eye, and there will be no more death, no more sorrow, no more crying, and no more pain. All these things are gone forever." And the one sitting on the throne said, "Look, I am making everything new." And then he said to me, "Write this down, for what I tell you is trustworthy and true." And he also said, "It is finished. I am the Alpha and the Omega, the beginning and the end. To all who are thirsty, I will give freely from the springs of the waters of life. All who are victorious will inherit all these blessings, and I will be their God, and they will be my children. But cowards, unbelievers, the corrupt, murderers, the immoral, those who practice witchcraft, idol worshippers, and all liars, their fate is in the fiery lake of burning sulfur. This is the second death." Then one of the seven angels who held the seven bowls containing the seven last plagues came and said to me, "Come with me, I will show you the bride, the wife of the Lamb." So he took me up in the Spirit to a great high mountain, and he showed me the holy city Jerusalem descending out of heaven from God, and it shone with the glory of God, and it sparkled like a precious stone, like jasper, as clear as crystal. The city wall was broad and high, and had 12 gates guarded by 12 angels, and the name of the 12 tribes of Israel written on the gates. There were 3 gates on each side, east, north, south, and west. The wall of the city was had 12 foundation stones, and on them were written the names of the 12 apostles of the Lamb. The angel who talked to me held in his hand a gold measuring stick to measure the city and its gates and its walls. When he measured it, he found that it was square, as wide as it was long. In fact, its length and its width and its height were all 1,400 miles. Then he measured the walls, and he found that they to be 216 feet thick, according to the human standard used by the angel. The wall was made of jasper, and the city was pure gold, as glass, or as clear as glass. And the wall of the city was built with the foundation stones inlaid with 12 precious stones. The first was jasper, the second was sapphire, the third agate, the fourth emerald, the fifth onyx, the sixth carnelian, the seventh was chrysolite, the eighth beryl, the ninth topaz, the 10th chrysoprase, the 11th jacinth, and the 12th amethyst. The 12 gates were made of pearls. Each gate was a single pearl, and the main street was pure gold, as clear as glass. I saw no temple in the city, for the Lord God Almighty and the Lamb were its temple, and the city had no need for sun or moon, for the glory of God illuminated the city, and the Lamb was its light, period. The nation will walk in its light, and the kings of the world will enter the city in all of their glory. Its gates will never be closed at the end of day, because there is no night there. And all the nations will bring their glory and honor to the city. Nothing evil will be allowed to enter, nor anyone who practices shameful idolatry or dishonesty, but only those whose names are written in the Lamb's book of life. It just hits me with the Spirit when I read this. Number one, I am shaken with the awe of the fear of the Lord. Who would want to dishonor or disrespect God in any way to possibly miss eternity in New Jerusalem with God? And who would those people be? They would be cowards, unbelievers, corrupt, murderers, immoral, those who practice witchcraft, idol worshippers, all liars. Their fate is sealed into the lake of fire, for this is the second death. Would any of those be believers? Well, what shakes me is that so many, I think, have a disregard for the fear of God. At times, myself included, that might possibly disqualify us. I don't want to be disqualified. I want to live a life pleasing to God in such a way that I know that I know. And maybe it's the Arminian nature in my upbringing that makes me unsure that I walk in a way, in a manner that is holy enough. But I would rather be unsure, okay, and sensitive to trying to be holy and pleasing to God than to be callous and arrogant and miss eternity in New Jerusalem. So may the word of the Lord, the reading of this word, the book of the end, and the description of what will be eternity move you to a life of harmony and love with your Father in heaven.